They're using their power for a destructive force.
Dr. Ron Levin, who has been a dentist for 57 years, is talking about the Florida Board of Dentistry, which is looking to discipline Jacksonville dentist Dr. Howard Fettner. Levin says Fettner did nothing wrong.
But, when you have politics involved and everybody's answering to the leader, you hate to have your life and your earnings depending on them making the right decision.
There were a lot of irregularities in this investigation. And I think if you look at them taken together, you will see that this is an unjust investigation.
Attorney Sam Rabin agrees. Rabin represents one of the 5 office workers at a Hialeah dental clinic where Fettner is president. The 5 were arrested on charges of Medicaid fraud, but prosecutors around the state have rejected filing charges because they say no crime has been committed. In internal memos, the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office says it couldn't prove to a jury that a crime had been committed. The statewide prosecutor, under Attorney General Ashley Moody, rejected the case for lack of evidence, and the latest prosecutor to reject filing charges, Alachua State Attorney Brian Kramer, says there is little evidence to support prosecution.
Howard Fettner has done nothing. He's being persecuted basically so that the head of the Board of Dentistry can try to get another $20 million that he should not have coming.
Levin, who is also Fettner's father-in-law, is talking about this man, Dr. Jose Mellado, the former owner of the dental clinic, who is also the chair of the Florida Board of Dentistry. Mellado and his wife, Dr. Anya Caballero, sold their dental practice for $24.6 million and were supposed to continue to work for the practice. However, the company said the former owners were disruptive and the couple was fired. The pair then filed a lawsuit to get the clinic back and keep the almost $25 million.
So you put all these things together and, it raises very suspicious circumstances that there's something in play here separate and apart from the claimed violations.
Among the issues in play include the fact that the investigation into the alleged Medicaid fraud came after Mellado and a friend and business associate, Barbara Feingold, made contributions totaling $52,000 to Florida's chief financial officer, Jimmy Patronis. Patronis is rumored to want to run for governor in 2026. After receiving the contributions, Patronis then launched a criminal investigation into the dental clinic. The CFO told us he was required by law to launch the investigation because his office had received reports of Medicaid fraud at the dental clinic. However, the claims of Medicaid fraud came from Mellado and his wife. Next, Medicaid says there is no fraud because the services the clinic billed the government for were given to the patients. And finally, Fettner, as the president of the dental clinic that has been under fire, is being investigated by the Florida Dental Board, wait for it, for Medicaid fraud.
It's just preposterous because he does not. They're claiming that he has Medicaid fraud, but he does not have a Medicaid license. He can't file anything for Medicaid. He doesn't do Medicaid in his office. And he's never been in the office in question. So it's hard to make that up, really.
What is not hard to make up is the fact that Mellado, as the chair of the dental board, has recused himself from the Fettner case. However, Mellado's attorney, Edwin Bayo, acted as an investigator for the dental board, bringing evidence to its members who will decide if these toothless and apparently truthless charges will result in disciplinary action against Fettner. And if Fettner, who has no complaints during his career, is disciplined by the board, that helps Mellado's civil suit to get the dental clinic back.
If you get $24 million, but you also have the opportunity to get the business back that paid you the $24 million, that's a win-win all the way around for you. And I think that's their motivation.
And it appears the motivation for the bogus charges against Fettner appear to be the result of a power play by Mayano and his wife to influence the political process through huge donor dollars.
That these people have made.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's what money speaks. Follow the trace of the money, and you'll find out the answer to almost everything in life. Nothing's done on a handshake today like it was when I was growing up. You'd follow the money, and you'll find the answers, and that's dirty money. And it's used to really go after an innocent person and ruin their life.
But for now, Fentner's life is on hold because the dental board appears to be slow-walking clearing him, and the Florida Department of Health is doing nothing to force the board to act. In addition, Medicaid dental patients of the Hialeah Clinic, mostly children, can't get any treatment. That's because the Florida Agency for Healthcare Administration, AHCA, won't allow Medicaid dollars to go to the clinic, even though Medicaid says there is no fraud. Both departments are under Governor Ron DeSantis, who could order the agencies to fix the problem.
And I'm sure if the governor knew really what was going on, he would not allow that to happen and get rid of this guy on the board of dentistry.
But in the meantime, there's a cloud hanging over Fentner that seems to be seeded with questionable campaign money. Much more to come. Mike Deason reporting.